Deltarune has an incredible cast of characters that I and many others have come to adore. Not to disregard Undertales, but Deltarune being a longer game, and having a party of playable characters who grow across the adventure gives it an edge over its predecessor in my opinion. Among those characters, few have held my attention and intrigue quite like December Holiday. December's first appearance is at the end of Chapter 1. She's mentioned twice, once by examining the angel doll in her father's hospital room, and the second is when Noelle remarks that Des would hit Chris with her bat for messing with her. Right off the bat, December stands out in how she doesn't. She's a character you don't learn about this chapter, unless you're either checking everything or actively looking for her. Chapter 2 is where she gains more focus. Well, to be specific, Noelle does, and through her, we learn more about her sister. She, Des, Chris, and Azriel all grew up together, and we get a sense of the past she longs for. This also starts the trend of December being tied to nostalgia. She comments on her sister regularly throughout the chapter, noting how she's the reason she's fond of scary things, or how the cyberworld is a lot like the places Des promised she'd take her. December being the solution to the tile puzzle during which Noelle tries to reconnect with Chris. December was also the word which won Birdley the spelling bee. The flashback shows both Birdley and Noelle at seemingly quite young ages. Noelle's hesitance to spell a word she should know strikes out as strange to say the least. After the Spamton sweepstakes, a few different hidden tracks were added to Deltarune's website, including findher.org. Findher.org is accessed by clicking on the guitar, which plays a rendition of Lost Girl. Find her. Well, who do we need to find? The Lost Girl. This implies both that Noelle carries her sister's motif forward, and that December is missing. She seems to have disappeared when Noelle was very small, if the spelling bee is anything to go by. In Chapter 3, Tenna reminisces on December, calling her a musical prodigy, how she once played rock and roll for Chris and company, with the implications that she was someone Chris looked up to. Raise Up Your Bat is all but said to be her composition. The lyrics are comically cheesy, wearing their metal influence on their sleeve, but they also speak to Des' psychology. When your hope is slowly dying and your future's lost its rights, raise up your bat and face the fright. December seemed to be someone who had little faith in her future, latching onto her baseball bat as a symbol of her rebellion. When Tenna describes himself slowly losing people, Des was the first person to leave. It seems her disappearance tore the family apart. The chapter concludes after Tenna's defeat, at which point... Now, the common consensus is that December's the knight. I'm not here to discuss that theory since it's not the point of the video, though for various thematic and narrative reasons it's what I believe. What I will remark is that if this is the case, then it's heavily implied the cyber world was made for her. Noelle's remark about wanting to go somewhere like this with her sister getting a different meaning. Perhaps Queen portrays a more playful Carol before her daughter went missing and she turned frigid. Chapter 4 gives us a look at December's room. Its door a darker shade than every room in the house. The army rations, busted instruments, video games, punk CDs, all sorts of sports equipment. They paint the picture of this rebellious teenage girl who had many different artistic and athletic passions. The guitar in particular seems quite significant to her. And that is it! Every canonical appearance of December Holiday at the time of this video's creation. I might be missing something, and I expect the comments to correct me on this. If that seems strange, then it's easy to forget how every image I use to depict Des, and even much of the music used in this video, is completely fan-made. The fan art, the comics, even the cosplay I did myself last Halloween. None of this is December. The December we're fond of, the one we've built up in our heads, is nothing more than a false approximation based on the current knowledge we have, mixed with biases and what we deem to be reasonable assumptions. We don't know the real December. Honestly, I don't know if we ever will. By being a core mystery of Deltarune's plot, the community is, well, desperate to find her, hang on to every little detail as we mourn what once was. And the kicker is that we aren't alone. There is actually one mention of deaths I purposely avoided bringing up until now. In Queen's Castle, Queen designed rooms for the Lightners to please them based on their internet searches. Within Noelle's room are calendars and the December page. This is the result for the search, December Holiday. Noelle is still searching for her sister, still mourning her childhood, and holding tightly onto that nostalgia, and we, as the community, are able to empathize with her as we do the same. Something strange began to happen after Chapter 3 and 4's release. I began to feel a kinship with December, or well, more accurately, the fan interpretations of her. I wear flannel. I still do regularly. My fingerless gloves and jeans remain a comfort to me. Granted, I do tend to look too Caribbean short of a lesbian, but I digress. I even picked up an instrument. That's right, the electric piano. I really like the piano. It sounds so pretty. Very rewarding to learn. As hometown mourns what couldn't be replaced, and latches onto pieces of what once was, I look at those same pieces and try to craft someone new, taking the place of another I resented being. She's seen as cool and protective, and an artist she's beloved and admired and skilled and missed in her absence. She's a confident performer. That's the sort of person I want to be. Des didn't see a future for herself. Ironically, a mindset I used to share until I molded myself after the fragments of her image. I still question myself. Still hold this new person under scrutiny while also clinging onto her in desperation as I fear losing her. I just hope that one day I can find her too. Thank you for watching. When the demon heart is crying and the blood is gushing bright, raise up your bat from the burning fight. When your hope is slowly dying and your future's lost its right, raise up your bat and face the fright. Let's knock 'em dead into the night.